me. I need to find more hours in the day to breathe. Need to find more power in the way I be. And when my mind turns sour with the painful scenes, I need to scream out loud, I can't stop me. I wanna be the greatest like Rocky. You know I leave them all hating like a hobby. I'm out here making moves like a lobby. And if you ain't with me, it's your loss, see. I got my mind on the facts, I'm a python, grab what I like real fast. Stroke until I have everything I attack, everything that I lack, everything that I want, and I see, matter of fact.
Cause I'm my own worst enemy. Only if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just think carefully. I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed, and everything I do the best. And deep within my mind, you know I'll always manifest it. I'm my own worst enemy. Only if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just think carefully. I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed, and everything I do the best. And deep within my mind, you know I'll always manifest it.
Hello, and welcome to my Mind Over Your Matter. My name is Rick, and let's get these cameras on. Happy 4th of July. Happy 4th of July. We've made it, and we're about to witness something very special here in the United States of America. The big, beautiful bill will be signed momentarily. I do have a live feed of the event here. Give me 1 second so I can bring it all up here, and we'll be monitoring it, and we'll be listening in on Trump as he signs this big, beautiful bill into law. And, they were playing music earlier, so I hope they're not playing music right now. We can check. Let me do a sound check. They got some little music there, some celebratory music. I'll tap in as soon as I see Trump coming up or coming down. He should be coming down the stairs. I believe he's going to come down the stairs, or I'm not sure where he's going to be at, somewhere in this picture. He will be addressing to the crowd here of media and spectators. This is a very momentous day. This is a day of history that we're witnessing right now, and it's going to be here on live on my Mind Over Your Matter. But I don't want to play all their music on here because I don't know if they're copywritten music, but I don't know. They were singing earlier some music from the 80s and 90s and so forth, and I'm like, no, I cannot. I'm not gonna put that on my channel. But as soon as Trump pops up here, we'll I'll put the volume back on and we can listen together. Um, this is history. It's every day seems like it's a historic day. Every day is a new day. Every day is something that's like it's a miracle. You know, it's basically a miracle. This is the totally opposite of John F. Kennedy. When he got assassinated, the country went downwards after that. And after Trump attempt of assassination over in Boulder, Pennsylvania, he lived and he got graced by the magical bullet that missed Trump. And the fact that the course of history from there has transpired to this that we're witnessing right now, it's a miracle. It's such a good thing for America that Trump survived, Trump lives, and we're here to celebrate the one big beautiful bill. He should be out here momentarily. I know they're trying to coordinate everything for the signing, and also there will be a flyby of the B 2 bombers, I believe. They said they were going to have a flyby. So I'm sure those jets are getting ready right now to head over to the White House and fly over. But before that flyover, this beautiful bill needs to be signed. And any moment we will see President Trump. I believe he'll come down, or maybe he'll stay up on the balcony. I don't know. There's two settings here. There's a setting on the bottom portion of what you see here on the ground level, and then on the second level there is also a setup, and it has the emblem where the president speaks. So he might do it from on the top. That'll be another great thing too. That'll be just happy to be alive right now. Haven't been feeling good, to be honest with you. Today was like I felt really sick, not feeling really good. I'm stressed out and have all this anger inside of me for some reason, because it's like my health is just not cooperating with me. But I do what I can, and until the end, that's how it's gonna go, because the end could be any time. You know, we're not guaranteed tomorrow. We're only guaranteed the present. So as we wait, we're waiting for Trump to come out. This signing was supposed to take place at 5 p.m. So I wish the state of Connecticut would get rid of this stupid car tax bill. Because if you own a car, you have to pay taxes on your car. Even though you own the car and the car's paid off, you still have to pay taxes on your car, which is totally ridiculous. Such a stupid plan, which I wish they would get rid of it. Now that they're putting speed cameras and they're putting all the speed cameras everywhere and cameras to catch for violations, I believe since they want to do that game, they need to take away the car tax and other taxes that they're pinning the American people here in Connecticut for no fucking reason. So seems like there's a little delay. I don't know what's going on here. Trying to see what is going on. Nothing yet. But how was your days? How was your day today? So far, mine's is okay. It could be better. I just wish I wasn't feeling so off. But welcome to the alternate timeline. I truly believe we're in an alternate timeline where we were supposed to be in a different timeline with Trump not being with us and the Democrats taking over and running down America. What could have been if Kamala Harris would have won? That would have been such a disaster for this country. Our country would have like dissolved and become one big pile of shit. And the fact that Trump came in and swept the garbage out and cleaned up America and is going hard on America. I deserve this president. Trump deserves another term. Yeah, they're saying, oh, yeah, but he already had a term before. Well, he got robbed. And I'm going to say I don't give a fuck what YouTube thinks, but he got robbed of the 2020 elections and the fact that he's the fact that, listen, we're here now and we're at this time point in life that we have Trump back in office, and I truly President Trump deserves a third term. He deserves a back-to-back run of the office, not one term and then leave for 4 years and then come back. And those 4 years that he was supposed to be in there was heavily tainted by who knows what that really messed up the elections and gave the elections to Joe Biden, pretty much gave it to him. And you see what Joe did. He did nothing. He ran the country down. He let the borders open. Over 20 million plus illegals are in this country. Now, with the signing of this one big, beautiful bill, we're going to have ICE is going to have one tremendous hell of a budget. I wish that I was physically fit and physically able, because if I was, I guarantee you I would be working for ICE. I would be working for this department to get rid of all these illegal immigrants out of this country once and for all. And they pay good. And the benefits, good benefits. Man, I would have loved to have been an ICE agent, but I can't do it physically. I can't. My spine is too fucked up to be able to do any operations or any like sting operations or nabbing anybody. I can't do it physically. I can't do it. And right now, what I can do, and I offer my service all the time to I don't even care if I work for the CIA. I would go as a psychic. I would work under as a psychic to give them what I feel and what I think and what I'm projecting, and I have a really good track record and what I'm capable of. So I wouldn't mind helping out America when needed. There is CIA agents that are psychics. Go look it up. Go look it up. They're definitely part of the government, and really good psychics are welcomed within all governments. Kings and queens back in the day used to love having psychics and those that are capable to let them know what the future and what things are to come. It's been done for, my goodness, a long time. But we're here waiting for Trump to pop up. As soon as he does, I'll switch it over to a bigger screen and I'll put on the sound so we can listen in. Because I'm pretty sure he's gonna speak after he signs the bill. I'm getting hungry. Got me a little treat. Rice pudding. I love rice pudding. If you know one thing, a couple of things about me. one of my favorite guilty, big time guilty treats that I love is rice pudding. I love rice pudding. I have a little container. That's my treat for the day. But it's been a beautiful day today here, and it's beautiful day in Washington. I wouldn't want to be there because there's so many people there, but eventually I want to make my way to what we're seeing right here, the White House. I definitely want to go to Washington, D.C. I want to walk around the monuments and go over and see the White House and go sightseeing, you know? Something that I truly want to do. And I might do it this year. You know, God willing, right? You'll see what happens. But these days the airlines are I'm not comfortable flying. I'm not comfortable with the safety of the airlines these days. There's been too many incidents that's been going on. I just don't trust airlines anymore. I don't trust the planes anymore. But yeah, but it's the safest form of transportation. Yeah, you could. Yeah, if you believe that shit, I gotta sell you. I got a lot of bridges to sell you, not just one. I got plenty of them to sell you here in Connecticut. It's just not safe. It's not safe. As much as they want to push that airlines are safe, they're not safe these days. Lately, they have not been safe. I feel like they're being sabotaged from within. I believe all airplanes are being sabotaged. 2025 has been the worst year for airlines. I think ever in history of all the airlines, I think 2025 has been like the worst. Let me make this real big real quick. Try to fix that AC because it's rattling and I don't like it. So I'll be right back. Time to time, I gotta give it like a little push so it can stop doing that rattling sound. I want this bill to be signed already. Let's listen in because I think Trump is about to come out. I just read the people's like actions here. Like they're grabbing their phones. Everyone's starting to stand up. Everybody's attentive, and I think it's going to come out now.
President of the United States and First Lady Melania Trump.
President Trump is coming out right now. Here you go. They already announced their name, President Trump.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States and First Lady Melania Trump.
All right, here you go. Wow, Melania looks so fucking beautiful. Oh my goodness, she looks so beautiful. Oh. Trump is such a lucky man. Melania's gonna speak. What are we doing here? I guess this is a moment of silence. I guess they were supposed to be doing something right here, and they're not doing it. So they're that's very rare to see a cameraman running behind the president and first lady.
Ladies and gentlemen,
There you
Master
go.
Gunnery Sergeant Kevin Benier, accompanied by the President's own United States Marine Band, will now honor America with the singing of our national anthem.
There you
followed
go,
by
the national
a
anthem.
flyover consisting of a B-2 Spirit bomber from Whiteman Air Force Base, escorted by 2 F-35 fighters in honor of all our military personnel who participated in Operation Midnight Hammer and who are currently serving both home and abroad, protecting our nation's freedom.
Here we go. Everybody stand up.
We hail at the twilight last moon, what stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. For the rampart we marked were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
That flyover was a little early, but it was delayed. The singing was delayed. Them coming out was delayed. So everything's all based on timing. It looks like the flyover already happened while the singing of the national anthem was going on. Everything's all on timing, and they did already fly over. Unless they're gonna turn around and fly over again, which it is possible. There is a possibility they can do a reflyover, but I'm not sure. Give me one sec. A lot of things going on today. Lots and lots of things going on. Okay, they're just waiting there. I guess this is when the flyover was supposed to happen, but it seems like the flyover happened early. Melania already feels it. She knows. Trump is there. He's like, yeah, this motherfucker's ruined the timing. He's like, I know. I'm telling you, I'm a good energy reader. I read body language. You see, he said, okay. So he's just going to start.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States and First Lady Melania Trump.
A little off cue there. Everything's a little off. Everything's
Well, thank you very much.
There you go.
That is some sight, especially after what happened just a week ago. When you look at that big, beautiful plane, and the other ones were something. It was an incredible mission. And I think I can say very proudly, and I don't have to quote the polls, that our country is more proud right now than it's been in many, many years. We have
Yeah.
pride, we have dignity, we have
true
something
pride.
that's happened miraculously so fast. You know that our military now is the most sought after job there's ever been, serving in our military. 1 year ago, people didn't want to
Man, I wish I
join
could
our
get back in the
military.
military.
They didn't want
I
to join
would.
our police or firefighters. They didn't want to join anything having to do with our country. And now, as you probably know, the enlistment is at an all-time record. We're packed. We're full. And I just think that's so important because that was so sad 1 year ago when I heard those statistics. We had a different president, but nobody wanted to join. And now we're at a record. And I will say that I just left NATO, where we had a tremendous experience. They've agreed to put up over $1 trillion a year. They went from less than 2% to 5%, and nobody thought that was possible. And they told me very strongly, the leaders of a big part of the world, very respected people all, they told me that, 1 year ago, your country was dead. And now you have the hottest country anywhere in the world. So that's the way it is, and that's the way we like it. And it's only going to get hotter. I promise you that. After that spectacular display of American power, let me just say that God bless the United States military and God bless the USA. God bless the USA. And to all Americans, I want to wish you a very happy Independence Day, happy 4th of July. This is going to be something special. This spirit in this country, we haven't seen anything like it in many, many years and decades. Let me also express our gratitude to our magnificent First Lady. She worked very hard to make this all work. And we have a fireworks display about 9 o'clock tonight. I hope you're all going to be around and watch it. I know our congressmen and our senators who are standing right here, so many of them, they did such a great job. They're going to be here. I guarantee they're not leaving. They're not leaving. Thanks as well to the National Park Service, the USO, and countless friends and distinguished guests. We have so many people in the audience that have so much to do with the success of our country. We've, I think, had probably the most successful almost 6 months as a president and the presidency. I think they're saying it was the best 6 months, and I know for a fact they're saying the last 2 weeks there has never been anything like it as far as winning, winning, winning. So as you know, 2 weeks ago, our incredible Air Force pilots conducted one of the most successful military strikes in all of history, Operation Midnight Hammer, and that's exactly what it was. It was a hammer. This evening, we're honored to be joined by 150 airmen and their families from Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri, home of the B-2 bomber. And we've kept them a little bit on guard. We kept them a little bit, let's be a little bit quiet about it. But if you want to raise your hand very quickly, raise your hand, because you people are just incredible. They don't want to be in disguise. They say, we don't have to do that. They're looking at us like we're a bunch of babies. We don't have to be in disguise. We saw all those hands go up. Thank you very much. We owe you everything. Great job. Incredible. Just flawless. One of the most flawless military campaigns in the history of our country. If you remember years ago, they had helicopters crashing into each other. It was a disaster, the hostages in Iran. And we had just the opposite. We didn't have any crashes. We didn't lose any planes. We didn't lose anybody. Those beautiful planes that you saw were totally stealth. They flew right over the center of a very hostile country, and they never even saw it coming. And then they said, skedaddle. They dropped the bombs. They said, skedaddle. And that big sucker turned over like this on its side, and it got out of there. Well, I'll tell you what, how they do that, but they can do it. I asked our great General Kane, how do they do that? Do they really love doing that? Look at them, they're all laughing. And they said, do they really like doing it, sir? They can't wait. Better you than me. That's all I can say. It was a flawless mission. Every single bomb hit, and it was total obliteration, total obliteration. Now, even the fake news is admitting that. They hated to admit it, but they had no choice. That was an incredible thing. And these heroic pilots showed our enemies what it means to fly, fight, and win. To every service member who supported that mission, and we have many of them here, we've made we've made you proud by supporting, but you've made us even prouder by having the courage to get in those gorgeous machines and fly through the roughest airspace anywhere in the world. And we salute you and we honor you. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you. And we're also honored and delighted to be joined by hundreds of service members and military families. Those families are the best we have from all across the U.S. Armed Forces, Army, Navy, Air Force.
There's the B-2 bomber. It's coming by. Beautiful, beautiful.
Had so much to celebrate this Independence Day as we enter our 249th year. America is winning, winning, winning like never before. We're not, I'll tell you, we're in a category now that's what we've wanted to be for a long time. We suffered with 4 horrible years of embarrassment. Afghanistan may be the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. We're never going to let a thing like that happen again. Trillions of dollars are pouring into the United States for investment purposes. Almost $15 trillion. There's never been anything like it. There's never been anything even close. The stock market's at an all-time high. Jobs are at an all-time high. Everything's at an all-time high. And we're going to keep it that way. We have the greatest country in the world, and we're back. We're back like nobody thought possible this quickly. I thought it would take maybe a year, maybe 2 years, maybe even 3. And we did it in less than 6 months. We are back and strong. We've restored American strength and deterrence on the world stage. We're respected again. The world is respecting us again. When we did NATO, those leaders came up to me and they said, you know what, we're going to go to a new level of spending because you're requesting it, sir. They didn't talk to your last president like that, I can tell you. They didn't spend any money. They didn't spend anything. In a few moments, we're going to make official the greatest victory yet when I signed the one big, beautiful bill. And before I start, I want to tell you that I've never seen people so happy in our country because of that, because so many different groups of people are being taken care of, the military and civilians of all types, jobs of all types. We're adding things like the biggest tax cut in the history of our country, child tax credits. So many things are being added that we wouldn't even have time to discuss them. When we were doing it, John Thune and Mike Johnson right there, I see Mike, what a job they've done. What a job they've done. But you know, it was supposed to be in 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7 different bills. And I was on one of the fake news shows and I said, let's do it in one beautiful, big, we want one big, beautiful bill. I said that to this newscaster, and I think a lot of the congressmen and senators were watching, and they said, let's name the bill that, the one big, beautiful bill. And that's what we did. And what we've done is put everything into one bill. It's never happened before. It's the biggest bill of its type in history. We've never had anything like that before. Nothing like that they thought would be possible to get passed. And actually, I liked it because we had so much in there that no matter who you are, there was something in that bill that would make your congressman or your senator or your congresswoman, much more importantly, raise their hand and support, right, Lisa? So that was something, and it was really something special. So the American people gave us a historic mandate in November. We won everything. We won the swing states, all 7 swing states. We won every one. That rarely happens. We won the popular vote. We won the districts, 2,750 to 505. That's why when you look at a map, it's all red, a little blue on each end, but it's all red. And by the way, red means Republican, just in case. But we made promises, and it's really promises made, promises kept, and we've kept them. This is a triumph of democracy on the birthday of democracy. And I have to say that the people are happy. They're happy. And I listened to a broadcast and I read a couple of articles. They have the Democrats, they should have voted for it. They didn't vote for tax cuts. They didn't vote for taking care of people. They didn't vote, not one vote. And we knew that because their hatred of either the country.
Here a little bit. Let me change it up.
Terrible. But I just have to say, they have a routine. It's terrible, they say. Terrible, terrible. You saw that guy standing up for hours yesterday. He didn't know what he was even doing there. I say, when's he sitting down? He had a towel. He's wiping his face. That's not too elegant. But what is he? I said, what is he doing for so long? And he couldn't criticize.
Jeffries.
He was criticizing everyone else and everything else. So they've developed, and this is according to the news media, they've developed a standard line, and we can't let them get away with it. Oh, it's dangerous. Oh, everybody's going to die. It's actually just the opposite. Everybody's going to live. This is just the opposite. And I just want you to know, if you see anything negative put out by Democrats, it's all a con job. And they said, and they compared it to just like the con job of Russia, 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 and all of the other things they did. The 51 intelligence agents said, and the laptop from hell.
No.
It came from Russia, they said. No, it didn't come. A lot of things come from Russia. That didn't come from Russia. And it was all proven out to be a fake job, and that's what they're doing with this. So we just have to look forward, fellas, look forward and just say what it is, because it's the most popular bill ever signed in the history of our country. Whether you're military or anybody else, this is the most popular bill ever signed.
Besides the Constitution of the United States, this is the second most important bill in America.
$1.7 trillion, and yet you won't even notice. It just wastes, fraud, and abuse in American history. So you have the biggest tax cut, the biggest spending cut, the largest border security investment in American history. We want to have strong borders, and the only thing is we want to have great elections too. You need strong borders and elections, and my people have promised me that we're going to go into elections, and we're going to make sure they're not rigged, that they're not sullied. We're going to make sure that the elections are going to be fair. You need two things. You need strong borders, and you need fair elections. And we're going to make sure on the elections also. And our armed forces are one of the most vital military modernizations of all time. It will take place. So we rebuilt our military in our first term, and now we're going to modernize and remodernize our military, including building a great golden dome all over our land, so that if they get nasty with us, it's going to be knocked down. It's going to make any of the golden domes, they call them the iron domes, we're calling ours the golden dome, because we did the iron domes, and we do sort of everything, if you want to know the truth, but this blows it away. We're going to keep you safe. I want to thank every member of the House and Senate who worked to get this bill on my desk, and many of them are here, and I'm not going to mention all their names because we'll be standing here, but I have to mention a few. And especially I want to thank Vice President J.D. Vance, who's been fantastic.
He passed the tie.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who's been incredible. We have somebody that it was a passion. I think he actually loved it. It wasn't easy, but he loved it. Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, who's right here. Speaker, thank you very much. What a job, and he worked so closely with the Senate Majority Leader, John Thune, who's a fantastic guy. And those two are a team that is not going to be beat. When you look at them and you look at their counterparts on the other side, it's not even close. I want to thank both of you people for doing an incredible job. Thank you very much, John and Mike. House Majority Leader Steve Scalise, a brave man. Steve, you know, he suffered a tragedy a number of years ago. I was at his hospital bedside that night with Melania, with our First Lady, and he had no chance. The doctor said he has very little chance, and you look better today than you did then. You didn't look particularly good that night, I will say. But I learned one thing, his beautiful wife loved him. She was a disaster, right? I told him, I said, Steve, I can only tell you one thing. I was with your family and I was with your wife, and your wife was devastated. She loves you. I've seen a lot of wives that, you know, they don't seem to be so concerned in those situations. That's the kind of wife you don't want. But you have a great, beautiful wife who was really there, and you really have done. You're a very brave guy, and Mike and John and everybody that's standing with you knows it. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. House Majority Whip, this is a guy who is great. When I have a problem, I call him up, and he gets it done. He's a tough cookie. I don't know why he's not the governor of Minnesota. He comes from Minnesota. He's like, look, he goes, no, I don't want to run for governor. You know, come to think of it, I think that's a good idea. You would win so easily. The guy is Terrible. You would win. You just have to take a look at that handsome face of yours and you'd win. Tom Emmer, everybody. He did a great job.
Trump
I
is a
think you
true.
should consider that, although we don't want to lose him, do we? We don't want to. Let's say we are. I think say we are. What a job you did. And Senate Majority Whip John Barrasso, who's incredible. Senate Finance Chairman Mike Crapo. Thank you, Mike. What a job. What a job. He knows that tax stuff. Him and Jason, they really know their stuff. Senate Budget Committee Chairman Lindsey Graham. What a good man he is. I see a poll. He's running, and I see a poll. He's 24 points up. That's not bad, Lindsey. That's not bad. 24 points up in the great state of South Carolina. House Ways and Means Chairman Jason Smith. What a job. Thank you, Jason. Thank you. These people are great. These are great patriots. I have to call them out. House Budget Committee Chairman Jody Arrington. Jody, thank you very much. Jody has been good right from the beginning, and so many others, and they're all here, and they fully understand. They'll never speak to me again, but that's okay. It is what it is. But I just want to thank everybody. A lot of senators here, a lot of congressmen and women here. Lisa, thank you very much, by the way. I have to thank you. Thank you very much. You've been fantastic. So this bill will fuel massive economic growth and lift up the hardworking citizens who make this country run. The factory workers, farmers, mechanics, waiters, waitresses, police officers, firefighters, coal miners. Coal is back. Beautiful. I said you can't use the word coal unless you precede it by saying clean, beautiful coal. China's right now building 68 coal generating plants, and we're putting up wind. It doesn't work, I will tell you. Aside from ruining our fields and our valleys,
the birds,
killing all the birds, being very weak and very expensive, all made in China. I noticed something, that with all of the windmills that China sends us, where we waste our money because it's the most expensive energy, I see that, they make about 95% of them, the wind turbines. I have never seen a wind farm in China.
Yeah.
Why is that? Somebody check that out. Tom Emmer, would you please check that out? But all the
I don't even think they have
and the truck drivers in this
in
act,
China.
we have officially made the Trump tax cuts permanent. That's the largest tax cut in the history of our country.
Awesome.
Added to substantial other cuts, which is you're gonna see like a rocket ship. We're setting all sorts of economic records right now, and that's before this kicks in. After this kicks in, our country is going to be a rocket ship economically, and we've delivered no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors.
Yes.
And that's why when you hear things like that, this is the most it's the biggest bill of its kind ever done by far. But we are going to have a situation, we are going to have something where people are going to realize the level of success and popularity of this bill. And sort of to close it out, it makes the child tax credit permanent for 40 million American families. And to increase the car affordability, it makes interest on a new car payment. So this had never happened before. You buy a car, you borrow money, you're allowed to deduct for income tax purposes your payment of interest. You're allowed to deduct it. It's never happened before. So run out and buy a car. But I have to tell you, it's only good, Mike, if it's made in America. If it's made in another country, you don't get it. And to protect 2 million family farms and other small businesses, we're eliminating the estate tax or the death tax. So if you want to leave your farm or your small business, but farms they have been devastated, to your children, if you love your children. By the way, if you don't love your children, don't even listen to what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. But if you love, would you live? Yes, I think you love your child. This one loves Barron. So I don't know if we're a small business. I think we're not. I'm not sure that we qualify. I'm sorry, darling. But it was devastating. Farmers, they had to go out and borrow money. And by the way, is that Pam Bondi? Pam Bondi, raise your hand. Thank you, Pam, for being here. Attorney General, she's done an incredible job. So there won't be any, think of this, there won't be any death tax. You're not going to have to go borrow money. Your parents pass away and the farm goes into the bank's hands and gets foreclosed. That's not going to happen. And with 100% expensing for new investments, we're cutting taxes for every manufacturer who builds, expands, and we have expansion at the highest level that we've ever had it. We have hundreds of factories, including car plants and AI. It's coming into our country at levels that we've never seen. And to conclude, not only will we have the strongest economy on earth, we're also going to have the strongest borders on earth. And last month, did you see the number? 0 people crossed our border. 0 illegal people. And that's after Joe Biden let 21 million people, many of them people from gangs and prisons. And
I told you it was a lot of people. If you go watch my shows from back in the days, I told you guys this is a lot of people came in.
We have an obligation to, and we're doing it. So as we approach
Big
the
numbers.
250th anniversary of America's
We
founding,
know who they are.
exactly 1 year from
Just
now,
gotta go after them.
we are creating an economy that delivers wealth for the middle class, a border that is sovereign and secure, and a military that is unmatched, unequaled anywhere in the world. And you saw that. And what a beautiful sight that was, especially after watching what they did just a short while ago. The golden age of America is upon us. We are in the golden age. It's going to be a period of time, the likes of which I don't think this country has ever experienced before. We're going to make America great again, and it's happening very fast. We love you. We thank you for being here. Enjoy the fireworks tonight. And First Lady, I want to thank you. You have been unbelievable. You think it's easy being First Lady? It's not. Thank you all very much. Happy 4th of July. God bless you all. Thank you very much, everybody.
Aw, she's so pretty, man. Aw.
We're going to sign the bill.
Let's go sign the bill. There we go. We're coming down the steps to sign the bill into law. Oh man, this is exciting. The signing of the one big beautiful bill is almost upon us. It's 5:45 p.m. right now. He's making his way down the stairs at the White House. And Melania is very pretty, man. White really looks pretty on her. Her hair looks, oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah, you're lucky, man. Here we go. Here comes all the important people that make this happen. They're going to gather around Trump and get this bill signed. There's the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, and everybody in the Republican Party pretty much is going to be coming up. We got a nice child up in the front. He's going to say, shake her hand eventually. It took him a moment to shake her hand, but he's surrounded by so many people, so he's like, whoa, let me say hi to everybody. This is big. Everybody gotta get in place. Everybody get in place. Oh my goodness, this is huge. This is the second biggest, I think, moment in American history, right next to the Declarations of Independence. Now, this signature that's going to go onto the paper is the one big, beautiful bill being signed into law as I speak. And here we go. It is official. The pen is not even dried yet, and we have the signing of the one big, beautiful bill. Oh, my goodness. Oh boy, ICE has just become the #1 military, pretty much it's going to be military agency in the world. And ICE is going to be hiring a lot of people. So if you're looking for a job, you can be an ICE agent. Yeah. Trump hammering it down. Oh man, Trump is awesome. and the bill is signed. Things are going to be changing big time. The world is going to be a different place for us tomorrow. Actually, it's happening right now, so it's active. There's no tax on tips, no tax on oil, no tax on
Thank you very
Social
much, everybody.
Security.
And I want to thank the people up here.
This is
Huge.
huge
How's Scott doing?
moment
Good
in
job?
America.
Scott, how's the economy? Okay.
Wonderful. Going to get better from South Carolina.
It's been amazing. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a good time. Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th.
Happy 4th of July, everyone. This is amazing. This is amazing.
Not so sure that's a good idea.
Wow. This is,
You got a good doctor.
man, this could happen. Like, I'm just thinking how lucky we are to have this moment right now. Look at this. Trump and the boys. Trump and the boys and the girls too. There's some girls back there in the back and on the side, but Melania's there. Everyone's taking pictures. This is a moment in history that will be etched, and a lot of people are going to come back and watch this moment over and over and over again on YouTube. And I'm glad I could put it on my channel, and for people in the future who are watching this moment and listening in to me, and I'm not here, I'm far gone dead. But this was my moment, and I'm sharing it with you, people in the future that are watching this. This is one of the biggest moments in American history, and I'm so lucky to be alive, and so is Trump. Trump is super lucky to be alive, to be a part of this moment, and it's just takes the words out of my mouth, man. It's incredible. This is an incredible moment. This is wild. The world is just, this is just awesome, man. This is what a strong leader looks like. This is a strong leader. Make America great again. Wow. It's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful scene, man. Oh, goodness. Sorry. So we're gonna go ahead and cut the music out. But this is a moment in history that I will never forget. You will never forget. Those who are rewatching will never forget the moment where our timeline, our this is the alternate universe we're in right now. What could have been would have been not good if Trump would have been assassinated. The fact that we're here now proves that we can alternate the timeline and we can live in a better place. We don't need to live life in fear. We just got to live life. And Trump here has given us a great opportunity for America. And man, for those ladies and gentlemen in the future that will happily, gladly pass through this channel and watch, this was us here, July 4th, 2025. Man, the people in the future, I can't wait for them to watch this. I hope they feel the same excitement that I do at this moment as this is taking place. History has just been made. The signing of the one big beautiful bill has passed, and I'm ready to celebrate. So this bring it back to me. Let's bring it back to me. this is awesome. This is an awesome time to be alive. That's so cool. So cool. But how was your 4th of July? What did you do for your 4th of July? I didn't do no barbecue or any of that stuff. I'm not too social. I'm social on here. I'm not social out there. It's just I'm safer at home. When you're home, you're safe, and I don't like to put myself in a predicament where I could be in harm's way. Um, I'm very alert and aware of my surroundings, and there's a lot of police out there today because you got to understand it's Friday, and what happens on Friday night? Yep, and the feeling's right. Guess what? They get a drink, and it's the 4th of July. It gives them a reason to drink and have a festive time. Just be responsible. If you're gonna drink, don't drive. Stay home. Watch me or watch YouTube or do something, anything, but don't get behind the wheel of a car and be intoxicated. That's just not a good combination. It ends up either you losing your life, you destroying your life, or you destroying somebody else's life. So think wisely, be safe, and enjoy the 4th of July. I mean, it is a festive day. I feel the energy. I feel it. I can feel it. It's so wild because no tax on tips, no tax. Trump man makes promises and keeps it, man. That's what surprises. It's not really surprising because he's always been a man of his word, and I never question his word or his judgment. But this man here promised no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on the seniors and Social Security. It's, oh boy. And there's a lot of things in that bill, because remember, this bill is a $4.5 trillion bill. So in order to make this bill happen, we needed guarantees for the future, meaning the companies that used to be overseas, like in China, are now building here in America and are going to be producing and selling their goods in America. This could have, I don't, this is such a great time to be alive. If you don't feel that energy, I don't know. You guys are just not tapped in. You guys are not tapped in. I'm really tapped in, and I can feel the excitement. I feel a lot of fear because people are scared, and it's okay to be scared. The problem is uncertainty for them. That's their key problem. I say give it a moment, and you'll realize that this is the best thing that has ever happened to us here in America. More important, and probably matched with the Declarations of Independence, which is our Constitution. The signing of that Constitution to now the signing of the Big Beautiful Bill, us celebrating 249th year in existence of America. This year is the road to 250 of the United States. It's going to be the 250th anniversary of the formation of the United States here. Man, great time to be alive. I mean, I always thought, man, what would it have been if I was alive through certain moments in time, right? Like, who wouldn't have been alive, like, with the birth of Jesus? who would have like loved to been alive to see the crucifixion of Jesus, him hanging, like putting them up in a, like that scene there is wild, and what they did to those gentlemen, and and the resurrection, who would have not wanted to be like there to see it happen. I would have loved to have been TMZ for those moments, because those moments got captured somehow and reported, and we are using it as I wouldn't say propaganda, but I would say like it's kind of like a for me, I think it's always been a brainwashing tool for people to do good and be good. And it could be still, because I always say there was always people here before Jesus, before all the religion stuff. There were people here before that. So I cannot discount those people that were here before them. And there's been books that have been burnt and that will never see the day of light. That's in the Vatican, okay? Because there's more to the story than Jesus, okay? What he went through and stuff like that, yes, I build like encouragement from it. I build strength from it. Like I take it and I use it as a positive, for me to, based on my life, to keep myself in a good position. But I believe there's so much history that was suppressed, and so much others that were more important than Jesus. To be honest with you, I do believe that. I believe there's a higher beings that are more important, and it's okay, that's all right. It's I just can't give one person credit, The universe it's not just one person. As you can't say Jesus built the universe. I go, come on, man. Like, you know what I mean? It's like the universe has been here before him. There's another energy that's more powerful than Jesus. He's just a energy like we are, and we are our own Jesuses here. There is a higher energy, like there's a higher power. There's always been a higher power. They just don't give it the attention because they brainwash the masses to think a certain way. And my circuits are broken. My circuits in my brain is broken. So I'm not hypnotized. I'm not stuck. I'm more than a believer. I know things happen here, but I know bigger, more powerful entities have been here before the Jesus and before, like, listen, history here has gone way, 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 way back. And a lot of history has been erased. Okay. So they make you think a certain way. This is all a psyop. Okay. CIA, all this is all part of a psyop. Is how to brainwash the masses to believe in certain things and to keep them in the straight and narrow life. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. With me, in the beginning, yeah, the most fearful thing in my life was like religion and the Jesus and all that stuff. Very, very fearful. I was fear of it. But then when I had all these accidents and had my head rattled, and then started realizing like it's more than just him. There's more energy out there besides him, and it's just the way I think, and that's my mind over your matter. But I'm gonna wrap it up in a little bit here, because I will be doing a show later on this evening. But I just came on to do this part of the show to get that one big, beautiful bill signed into law, which we all witnessed. So, with that said, continue having a good day. a good morning, good afternoon, and a good night. And here in America, happy 4th of July. And for those around the world, stay happy, stay full with love and compassion, and have a great day. It's Friday. It's the weekend. We made it to the weekend once again, and I'll be back on later on this evening. I would say give me like another hour and a half or so, probably for the 8 o'clock. I'll come on here for a bit. With that said, it's been my mind over your matter, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.